Hello from Dubai. What's up everybody? I'm Dominique Jackson and welcome back to my channel. I make videos about being a digital nomad. I'm gonna start that over. I make videos about being a digital nomad and personal finances. Woo, woo, woo. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button because you're gonna wanna be along for this journey. So in today's video, as you can tell from the title, I'm in Dubai. So yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about today, all the Dubai things. So I've been here for 2 weeks now and you guys actually sent in some questions. So this vlog is gonna be about answering your Dubai questions. So that's what we're gonna talk about. Let me pull them up. So first things first, if you don't know, I'm a journalist, so I'm here. So I was, y'all, I don't have time to be editing a million things, so we're just gonna keep rolling with the punches, okay? If you don't know, I'm a journalist and I am here for the week on a press trip to cover Expo 2020 Dubai, which I will get more into. But yeah, so I'm here on a press trip, and if you want to learn about press trips, how to get paid to travel, I did a couple of videos of like behind the scenes of like a work trip. But if that's a topic that you guys are interested in, just comment below, let me know. I can, you know, talk more about getting paid to travel and what I do. But yeah, so right now I'm here on a press trip to cover Expo 2020, which is a huge world expo. Like, I have never heard of this expo before I was invited to come and report on it. And my article is going to be live for the Daily Beast, so it's going to be somewhere in the description box or on Instagram. You guys can find the article if you want to read it. But I'm basically going to be covering the expo in depth, and I interviewed like a few chefs, so it's going to be a profile on one of the chefs at the expo who's doing some really cool things. So make sure you go click somewhere and check that out. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing here in Dubai. And because I'm a digital nomad and I work remotely full-time from my computer, I was sent here for the week. But then I was like, a week doesn't seem like enough. Like, I was here for 1 week and like it was so jam-packed with like stuff to do. A lot of it regarding the expo that I really didn't have enough time to see like the greater Dubai area. So I extended my trip because that's what you can do when you have your personal finances together and you work remotely. You just have freedom to be where you want to be. So I'm super thankful because I've never done that. I was like, I think I'll just stay, and then I did it. So it was great. So yeah, so altogether I'll be in Dubai for 2 weeks. I actually leave tonight. There was a whole COVID mix-up, so I'm gonna get into their COVID policies and what y'all need to do when you come. But let's get into this Q&A. So I'm also gonna like sprinkle some clips of Dubai like over my voice throughout this vlog. So we're gonna try to do that also. But the first question that you guys sent me is Dubai what you expected? And I would say yes. I expected Dubai to be, oh, I dropped something. I expected Dubai to be super luxurious, to be super rich, and it's that times 10. Like, it is all the things like fancy, and I don't know, it's literally, so Dubai on I think December 2nd of this year, like the week of December 2nd, they celebrated their 50th anniversary. So it's a super young city. It's a young man-made city, and you can tell, I feel like I'm in like this utopian society where like the architecture is like out of the world. Like, everything just feels super perfect. Like, there's not, like, I just don't know if there's anything wrong with this city. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but like everything is super fancy, super high class, super luxurious. Just from what I've been, I mean, there's obviously always like other parts that you can't see, but that's just like from my like touristy like 2 week experience, that's what I've seen in Dubai. They call it the city of gold for a reason, okay? Like, it is the biggest and the best of everything. The biggest malls in the world, the tallest building in the world. Like, literally the mall had a skiing rink, not a skiing rink, but like a skiing, I don't know, it's called an ice rink, not a skiing rink. But the mall had, you could literally go skiing inside the mall. Like, what? Like, where do they do that at? And so they built that here. So I would say Dubai is definitely what I expected times 10. So if you're into like all things fancy, bougie, going out, rooftops, living your best life, like, hey, Dubai is where you need to come. Dubai is where you need to come. Although I would say, so I have been to a lot of different places. Dubai is what I expected it to be, but it's not personally within like my top 3 places that I've ever been, you know? So if you've been following my journey, you see that I've been throughout Mexico, I've been to Italy, I've been to the Bahamas, I've been to Japan. So while I love Dubai, I don't think it's a place that I would come back to. I mean, if y'all want to send me, you feel me? Like, there's always stories to be told and things to discover, but I don't know if it's like within my top 3 places. So my top 3 places that I've traveled to so far have been Tokyo, Italy, and Mexico. So those are kind of like my vibes. But Dubai is definitely like unique to itself, and so definitely come. But yeah, so it is what I expected times 10, but I don't know if it's a city that really like aligns with how I like to travel, if that makes sense. And if it doesn't, oh well. Okay, so your second question, let me see. Okay, so your second question is, what are the COVID requirements? Now, y'all need to be looking this up 24 hours before your flight leave. You know, like, obviously, like, I can tell you the COVID requirements, but they could change because they changed on me, okay? So in order to get into, but now where I'm seeing travel go, literally, like, always just, I think the best thing you can do is always just have a PCR test. Not a rapid test, not an antigen test, nothing. Like, if it's not a PCR test, don't even bother taking it, because usually when I travel, so to get into Dubai, you needed a PCR test taken within 3 days. That was really standard for most. That's how it was for like Aruba, Curacao, like all the other places that I've been traveling to. Like, you needed a PCR test to get into their country. Now, to get back into the US, I've never had to show a PCR test. I've only had to show like an antigen test or like a rapid test. And so when I was in Dubai, I walked up to the little gate with my little antigen test. That's also cheaper. Anywho, my little antigen test, and they're like, no, that's not gonna work here. And I was like, what do you mean it's not gonna work here? Like, I was just told blah, 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 you know, doing all the things. But yeah, so I needed a PCR test taken within 24 hours. So sometimes they accept a PCR test taken, like I said, within 3 days, 72 hours. But I think the best bet moving forward, especially since everything is uncertain, is just to have a PCR test taken within 24 hours, whether you're coming or you're going. Like, that is just gonna be like my new standard for traveling, because a lot of these tests, I don't know, things are changing, and that's just life. But yeah, so I was at the airport, and they wouldn't let me board, and they were like, you have to take the next flight out, which was like the next day. And so I was just like, dang. So I had to figure out how to get a test, and then I had to figure out like where I was gonna stay for the night. But I also believe, like, because we was at the airport and some people were like trying to fight it, and they were like, I need to be on this flight for such and such reason, and I need to do this, and you should take this test. And I just be like, Lord, listen, if I'm not supposed to be on this flight, I ain't supposed to be on this flight. Like, I ain't gonna fight it. Like, I will just go sit my butt down somewhere and just wait, because you just never know. And so when circumstances like that happen, I'm just like, okay, guess I'm not supposed to be on that flight. And so I actually ended up where I am right here, at the Intercontinental. I was at the airport, I booked the Intercontinental, loved it. This has probably been like the best hotel that I stayed at in Dubai. Earlier this week, I was staying at the Palm Jumeirah, I don't know how you pronounce it, but I was staying at the Palm, which is also a man-made island. What? So like when I say Dubai has like everything, I'm like, it has everything. Like, they literally, like, you can just make an island. Like, I thought that had to be a natural occurrence. But anywho, yeah, they had like this whole like man-made island called the Palm, which is where I was staying, which is super nice. But I don't know, I like the Intercontinental. Like, it's just giving me my kind of vibe, and so it all worked out because now I'm here. But yeah, so for the COVID requirements, I would just definitely say make sure you're like checking, because the rule changed on me. It was like Friday, and they're like, oh, it changed on Tuesday, and I was just like, oh, well, I didn't check on Tuesday. So that's definitely my fault and my responsibility, but I was just like, dang. So that's what I would say about the whole like COVID situation. You guys, this next question was, what was my favorite thing in Dubai? Okay, so lots of things were my favorite. So I'm gonna show you guys some videos. Alicia Keys came to Dubai. That was the main reason I extended my trip, because I just thought it would be such a cool moment to like see her. So Alicia Keys came to Dubai. What else happened? So I'm gonna show you guys some clips of that. Another one of my favorite things was definitely the desert. So I love the desert and I loved Old Dubai. And I didn't know Old Dubai was a thing before I got here. So seeing Old Dubai was super cool. Old Dubai was like all the spice markets, what it looked like 50 years ago, all like the buildings, like it was just so authentic. All the Arabic food. I'll insert in some clips of the food, but yeah, I was like, I loved Old Dubai, and I spent the day there. So I booked a tour. Usually what I do when I travel is I go on Airbnb experiences, and they have so many like tours and things you can do, and then you're directly like supporting a local. So I usually try to lean more towards like Airbnb experiences, and so I booked like a tour of Old Dubai. It was probably like it ended up probably being like 5 hours. It was a long day, but it was definitely worth it. And so he picked us up. Well, I had like met him at the meeting point or whatever with the tour group. It's probably like only 8 people, so it was like still like very small. You know, social distance, mask, like all the things. And then yeah, we just kind of toured Old Dubai, and he was super knowledgeable in giving us like the history of Dubai. And just like, you know, taking in like all that information and just like learning about like his life and like what he does. And so it was super cool. So we toured it, and then he took us to all the markets, and then he was like, okay, he was like giving us like all the negotiation tips, because you know when you're in those markets you got like batter like back and forth for things, but they literally had so many spices, so many teas. Also, while I've been here, I've been eating like Arabic coffee and dates. Like I've never eaten so many dates in my life, but the dates here are like really good. So yeah, so I toured Old Dubai, and then we hopped on a boat, and we did a little boat ride through the creek, and then it took us to another part of Old Dubai, and then there they had like the biggest market or something. Like everything in Dubai is like the biggest in the world or like the only in the world. And so Old Dubai, and then I literally just kind of like strolled through like the markets and the streets, which is my favorite thing to do, is just to like explore with no plan. But yeah, so Old Dubai is definitely one of the favorite things that I did. And then I also really enjoyed, I spent a day at Atlantis. Now I didn't stay in this hotel because we don't have those coins just yet, but you can still go and spend the day there. So they have a public beach house where you can go. It's called White Beach. And so I spent the day there, which was really fun. I felt like I was doing a lot of like city stuff, and I was like, I need a beach day, like, because I have to head home to Ohio. So I need to get in all the sun and sand while I can, you know? And so I did a beach day at Atlantis. I'll show you guys some clips of that. But that was a super fun day. They told me that on Tuesdays is when they have Ladies Day. So in Dubai they have a thing called like Ladies Day and Ladies Nights. I think it usually falls on like a Monday, but when you're planning your trip and you want to go out, or you want to go to like these beach clubs, like ask them, like, say, hey, when is your Ladies Day? Because Ladies Days you get like free entry, free drinks, or you get like a discount. So definitely double check like when the ladies day, ladies night is. And for White Beach, they told me it was on Tuesday, so you get like free drinks, and I think you get like the free beach chair or something. So definitely look into that if you guys are coming to Dubai, just to help you save some money. But yeah, Atlantis was super cool. Atlantis also, I didn't get to do it, but Atlantis has like the underwater restaurant, and so I'm like, man, and I was gonna do it, but then I was just, I don't know, y'all, I was too tired, honestly, because I made a reservation and everything. But then when the night came and my flight was supposed to leave at 2:30 a.m., I was like, you're pushing it. And so I didn't get to do the underwater restaurant, but one day I will. And so yeah, Atlantis has the underwater restaurant. They also have, you could do like tea time at the Atlantis. So basically when I was there, I just kind of walked around, and they also have like the world's biggest aquarium. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just looks so much fun. And so Atlantis, I would definitely go back. It just seemed like, especially if you have a family, like, I don't know who's watching me that has a family, but well, obviously everybody watching me has a family, duh. But if you have like kids or like nieces and nephews and things like that, maybe I don't know. But yeah, Atlanta just gave me like a good like family vacation spot. Like there was so much to do there for kids, but I literally spent the day there at the beach and then walking around, and then they had like a really cute coffee shop and I had a little tea time, and it was super cute. So definitely check out the Atlantis. I didn't realize the Atlantis was like, because I've been to the Atlantis in the Bahamas and they also have one out here in Dubai, so I think they have them probably all over the world. But yeah, so those would kind of be like my favorite things to do. Oh, and how was the expo and what is the expo? Okay, so I was on Instagram just like posting like at Expo 2020 and everybody's like, what, where are you? What is an expo? What is that? Okay guys, let me give you the lowdown on this expo. I don't know, I feel like that was supposed to be a moment and it wasn't. So this is Expo 2020. So when you go, so Expo 2020 is a world expo. It happens every 5 years. And it basically is basically every country, over 190 countries are coming together to showcase what their country has to offer and like what they are doing in terms of design, technology, innovation. It's literally like a TED Talk times 10. If you could just think of like a TED conference of all these people coming together, sharing their ideas, designing the future, creativity, explosion, whatever, like pushing us forward, humanity, like all those type of things. That's what this expo is. It's like a TED Talk on steroids, okay? And so when you enter, it's this huge area. Literally, I had no idea what to expect when I first went, but then when I got there, I was like, oh my God, I felt like I was in Disney World. Like that's how big it was. It was just like this huge amusement park. So I'm gonna obviously show you guys all the clips from Expo 2020, but that's kind of what it is. It's like that, just a TED Talk on steroids. And so each country has their own pavilion, which is basically like a museum. So each country has their own museum, and it's like Disney World, and you kind of just walk around and you can stand in line and visit all of the world. So basically it's like you can come to Dubai and then go on a world tour. And so I went to the Russia pavilion, the Australia pavilion, USA had a pavilion, which was really cool because I was like Malaysia had a pavilion, but when I was there I was like, let me see what this USA, how we represent it, okay? Like, what is this USA pavilion looking like? But it was dope. When you first walked into USA pavilion, they had a video message from Kamala Harris, so that was like a nice little introduction. And then you kind of go on this, you stand on like a little roundabout things, and it kind of just like takes you through the history of America and our like inventions. So like you get there and it starts with like, this is the telephone, I don't know, and then it just takes you through like each decade, you know, just what we learned in school. So then it takes you through each decade up until like Barack Obama, and then like some rocket ship, spaceship stuff. And then there's also a part of like all the national parks that we have and like what they're doing in terms of sustainability. So the USA pavilion was definitely given what it needed to give. But yeah, and so it's really cute. You get, I think I tried to show this earlier, but you get like a passport book. So it's really fun themed, and then you can just like, when you visit each pavilion, you get like a stamp on your passport. Let me see how many are, yeah, I was really slacking on this whole little game, honestly. Oh look, I only have one from Mexico. I visited the Mexico one, which, okay, so the Mexico one was very like artistic. Right. Hey guys, sorry, I think my camera stopped or something. It's cool. But I was saying that you can go and get like a stamp for each different pavilion that you visit. And so this is like, I have a stamp from Mexico. I don't know who else. I think that might be the only. Okay. Yeah. Oh, and I have an expo from, I have a stamp from Malaysia, and Mexico. I I was really weak on like collecting stamps, but it's really fun, especially if you got like kids. You could go around and get your little stamp. Like, it was cute. It was cute. But yeah, that was the expo. And then I was at the expo to cover Expo2020, which is the world's first African food hall here in Dubai with Chef Smalls, and so that is what my article is going to be covering. But yeah, let me see. I don't think you guys have any more questions, but that was the expo. And I heard, I don't know if this is true, but I heard the next expo is going to be in Japan possibly. And so if it's in Japan, I'm definitely going to the next one. And I think I would just make, since they happen every 5 years, I could definitely see myself making a tradition to go to the expo every 5 years. Like, it's fun. The last one was held in Milano in Italy, and so if the next one is in Japan, you can definitely count me in. So the next question is Dubai a good place for digital nomads? Yes and no. So as you guys know, I was here working. So when I was on the press trip, I caught off for the first week, and then the second week I was like, I want to stay longer, but like I can't get 2 weeks off of work. Anywho, I was working the whole last week that I was here, trying to coordinate it with Americans time or whatever, and it was really difficult. So I would just say maybe if you can like pick your own schedule and work when you want to work, but I think adjusting to like a 9-10 hour time difference and then taking meetings at like 3 a.m. I don't know if I'm about that life. So she'll go back to Mexico. But yeah, so I would say it's really good for digital nomads, depending on like what your schedule is and if you can kind of like coordinate the time difference will be like the biggest thing, obviously. Like, I don't know how like sustainable that is, so maybe if you just want to do it for like a month or two just to be here, I would definitely give it a shot. But the time difference, just because of like my line of work, was really difficult to keep up with. But other than that, I think there's a huge expat community here, so I think it will be easy to make friends. Like I said, I was only here for 2 weeks, so I wasn't really trying to make friends. Usually when I travel, I'm in a place for like a month or 2 months. Like, I was in Mexico City for like 3 months, so I felt like I was like building community and meeting people. I wasn't really trying to meet nobody here, honestly, but just from like the people that I talked to, like just talking to like the baristas, or when I was at the expo and I was, you know, meeting and interviewing people, everybody was super friendly. So I feel like there's a huge expat community here in Dubai, so it would be not simple, but you would be able to make friends. So I think Dubai would be great for like solo travelers, digital nomads. Tons of cute coffee shops to work from, tons of co-working spaces. I kind of just worked from the hotel lobby every day. Obviously the Wi-Fi is great. So I think all the things that you need to be like a digital nomad, you can find here in Dubai. It's just about navigating your schedule and your time, and like where you're navigating that from is something you just got to figure out. But other than that, I think Dubai would be a really cool place to be a digital nomad. Expensive place, but but definitely if you want to come, I think you could make it work if you're a digital nomad in Dubai. All right guys, so that is all things Dubai. Dominique takes Dubai, another place checked off my list of places to visit. If you ever plan on visiting Dubai, let me know in the comments, and if you have any more questions or things I didn't get to, let me know in the comments so I can respond. But yeah, I've been here 2 weeks, so definitely recommend Dubai. But honestly guys, it's Christmas, so right now it is December 18th and I'm just ready to be home for Christmas time. So I'm headed home tonight for Christmas, and then I'll be ending the new year in San Miguel, Mexico. So be on the lookout for a San Miguel video in the new year. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Peace.